Hello, bad boys. If you want to win a $50 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter our giveaway. When it comes to mixed martial arts, kickboxing, and boxing, Israel Adesanya is one of the hottest and most spectacular names in the sports. Born in Nigeria and then moving to New Zealand, Adesanya has quickly climbed the ladder of ranking. When signed to the UFC, Adesanya quickly became one of the most glorious fighters on the roster. Within a short period of time, he became the middleweight champion of UFC. Creating an aura with his stylish personality, he is currently one of the UFC's most popular fighters. However, today we will go through 10 things you maybe did not know about Israel Adesanya. 1. The rise of the last stylebender. Adesanya is a fan of anime and also expresses his love to start an anime production company after retiring from fighting. He gave himself the nickname The Last Stylebender in reference to Avatar: The Last Airbender, an anime-influenced cartoon series. He is the image of one of the show's main characters, Toph Beifong, tattooed on his forearm. He often shows off his love for fighting styles that have dancer's instincts in his fights for the UFC. The Last Stylebender is on the conquest to rule the fight game.
I coined the name from a TV series called The Avatar.
Did you give yourself the nickname, or did somebody give you that nickname?
Nah, fuck that. I gave myself the nickname.
2. Passion for dancing. From a young age, Adesanya was in love with dance, and his dedication for dancing was enormous. Adesanya learned early on in life that he could change the energy in the room and the way people looked at him through dancing's influence. Adesanya's passion for dance has influenced his fluid movement and exceptional footwork inside the octagon. He highlighted his love for dance in a choreographed walkout at UFC 243. He treats both dance and fighting as an art. One may be more brutal than the other, but Adesanya doesn't mind to keep up with them.
I was a dancer as a kid, just expressing. I've always been a show-off. I've always liked to just be creative.
3. Broken Native tattoo. At age 22, Adesanya got his first tattoo on the upper side of his chest that reads, Broken Native, inked in bold. The Nigerian-born Adesanya, who now fights out of New Zealand, had a harsh life in the beginning when he was bullied by kids in the high school. He was racially discriminated by people and had to struggle to gain the respect. The ink stuck to Adesanya's body is there to remind him of the life he had previously and the life he has now. It'd be no surprise if many of those kids were to apologize to Adesanya today.
The odd one out, the bat amongst doves, the pebble amongst stones. As a native, I'm kind of broken. Yeah, I just like the way it sounds, broken native.
4. Boxing and kickboxing career. Adesanya started training in kickboxing at the age of 18. He accomplished a 32-0 record as an amateur kickboxer, then achieving a 75-5 record as a professional. He has a record of 48 KOs in his kickboxing career. Adesanya began his professional boxing career in 2014 against 2-time Australian champion Daniel Ammon at cruiserweight at the Super 8 boxing tournament. He went on to lose this fight via unanimous decision, which was quite controversial.
Fighting out of the red corner, Daniel, the Doberman
However, this was his only loss, after which he had a record of 5-1 in boxing. Now you know that his striking skills were developed due to his high-level boxing and kickboxing experience.
A little bit of surprise down here because we both thought it might go to an extension round, Mons.
And I think that would have been a fair decision. I think it was very close. You couldn't really separate the boys in that third round, I think, early on.
5. The next big thing in UFC. Adesanya is a huge asset for the UFC. Fighting from Hong Kong, Australia, and China, Adesanya amassed a record of 11-0, with all of his wins via KO or TKO in MMA, prior to being signed by the UFC. He made his debut in the UFC against Rob Wilkinson on February 11, 2018 at UFC 221, which he won by second-round TKO. Adesanya then went on a rampage, defeating Marvin Vettori, Brad Tavares, and Derek Brunson. He also got a chance to fight his idol, Anderson the Spider Silva, and defeated him too, which was a precious moment in Adesanya's life. With his marvelous win over Calvin Gastelum, he proved that he is next to hold that gold in UFC. Then at UFC, he became the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. His next fight with Yoel Romero was criticized to be boring. However, by winning, Adesanya still showed a heart of a champion. 6. He is undefeated in professional MMA. After Khabib Nurmagomedov's 28-0 intimidating undefeated record, Israel Adesanya stands second on the list with his 19-0 record in MMA on the UFC roster, in which he had got 14 wins by knockout and 5 by decision. From being the first New Zealander to sign a deal with the Glory Promotion Company, till winning the fights at King of the Ring event, Adesanya has progressed a lot with his offensive and defensive techniques. Making his professional MMA debut back in 2012, Adesanya came into UFC with an 11-0 record, and since then has destroyed all his opponents. 7. Love for anime. There is a phrase which says, life imitates art, and Adesanya is not far from accomplishing that. Every child has a piece of their heart for the cartoons and animation world. Adesanya was one such cartoon and anime lover. Ahead of his UFC 236 fight, Adesanya opened up about his love for anime, the story of Naruto in particular, and how he got inspiration from the fictional Japanese ninja. He does not hesitate to show off some of his moves from The Last Airbender in the Octagon. It seems that the world of Japanese anime and cartoons is no mere passing obsession for the stylebender. 8. Most knockdowns in a title fight. At UFC 236, the main event between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway was a barn burner. However, the co-main event between Israel Adesanya and Kelvin Gastelum was on fire as well. Gastelum was throwing heavy shots during the whole fight to get that quick and easy knockout to end the show, as he did against Michael Bisping. However, Adesanya kept on his composure to the end, knocking out Gastelum 4 times in the fight. This is now a record for the most knockdowns in a UFC title fight. Knocking out an elite fighter like Gastelum is tough, but knocking him down 5 freaking times is no joke. 9. Twin Tower apology. You may see many fighters trash-talking their opponent to get under their skin and take mental advantage. However, while doing so, Adesanya went too far, making an inappropriate comment in regards to another fighter. Adesanya, while speaking about Yoel Romero in their upcoming fight, used some harsh words saying, "I'll touch him enough times and eventually he'll crumble like the Twin Towers." This statement put Adesanya under attack, which was considered to be an insensitive joke in reference to the 9/11 tragedy. Adesanya later took to Twitter to apologize by saying, "I'll be more careful in the future with my words," and also clarified that the comment was not a joke about the tragedy. Adesanya would definitely have regretted this comment, but at least he seems genuinely sorry. 10. Accomplishments so far. Adesanya, with an undefeated record of 19-0 in MMA, has no doubt accomplished many rewards in the game, winning championships in kickboxing, as well as the most titles in King of the Ring, was one hell of accomplishment. But this was not all for him. Adesanya in his MMA career has defeated top-class fighters. Coming into UFC, Adesanya became the undisputed middleweight champion, winning the Performance of the Night 4 times. He's also been regarded with Fight of the Night twice for the fight against Anderson Silva and Kelvin Gastelum. In 2018, Adesanya was awarded Breakthrough Fighter of the Year via the World MMA Awards. He has also been awarded as 2019 New Zealand Sportsman of the Year by the Hallberg Awards. Wrestling Observer Newsletter has mentioned him as the most outstanding fighter of the year in 2019. The list of Adesanya's successes goes on, which can clearly cement him as a dominant UFC champion and athlete. Adesanya's career has so far been most spectacular. His journey to become champion in UFC in just a couple of years was out of the box. The Stylebender has created his spot at the top alongside many UFC superstars such as Conor McGregor. He has the it factor, which personifies pure dominance and supremacy. Adesanya, who can be spotted on EA's UFC 4 beta cover, shows that UFC is making a great investment in him and seems to regard him as the next big cash cow.